Hi, I'm Brinley and this is my submission for Elle and Blair's spring competition. Even though it's autumn here in Melbourne at the moment, we still celebrate Easter at this time, so we're still seeing things like eggs and baby chickens and bunny rabbits and all that kind of thing, all those things that remind us of new life, which is really what spring's all about. And this is something that's a worldwide feeling, is that spring is the coming of new beginnings. And because of this worldwide feeling about spring and the ideas that it creates, I wanted to make a video about my top 5 destinations to visit in spring. These destinations are in no particular order, but they're all places that are absolutely beautiful when it's springtime in the destination. So without further ado, here are my top 5 holiday destinations to visit in spring. First off, Amsterdam. Amsterdam is famous for its tulips in springtime, and a lot of people say that looking at the fields is like looking at a rainbow-coloured sea. There are so many bright colours of tulips, and it's just such a fun, happy place, and such a fun, happy thing to see is all these tulips. Tulips are so numerable in Amsterdam in springtime that at a farmer's market you could buy 50 tulips for under 10 euros. That's a lot of tulips. Also, the Keukenhof Gardens in Amsterdam are famous for their tulip displays and their flower arrangements that involve tulips in springtime. They also have an amazing flower parade where all the floats are made almost entirely of flowers, especially tulips. Here's an awesome photo that I found of one of their floats. Secondly, Brazil. This one, I'm getting a little bit technical. The top part of Brazil is in the northern hemisphere, which means that technically it's spring in the northern hemisphere in March. So part of Brazil is in springtime in March. But what happens in Brazil in March, it happens in Rio de Janeiro, where they have the Carnival. It's a time of great celebration, dancing, costumes, everyone gets really into it, and it's probably one of the most famous celebrations in the world. Even though it's not technically spring in Rio in March, all the colours and vibrancy really remind us of that springtime feeling. Number 3, Tokyo. Tokyo in spring is said to be one of the most magical places. All the cherry blossoms are out. Cherry blossom trees only bloom for about 2 weeks in April, so it's something really special. And one of the gardens in Tokyo has about 1,200 cherry trees, so imagine sitting beneath the hundreds of cherry trees all blooming with beautiful pink blossoms, and at night time paper lanterns light up these cherry blossoms, so it's a truly magical spring experience there. Number 4, Edinburgh. Edinburgh is famous for its festivals, everything from comedy festivals to fringe festivals. But in April, a really special festival happens. It's the International Science Festival. This is something a little bit different, but something that I think would be really amazing to go to. They have all kinds of things from all areas of science. For all people, everyone from people who are really passionate about science and have science as their main career, all the way down to kids who are just learning about science, maybe for the first time. And I think this coming together of the science community and even people who may not consider themselves in the science community, I think this coming together of all people that are interested is really something that science can benefit from and that everyone can benefit from. They have all kinds of things at this festival, everything from talks about the life of pandas or hands-on exhibitions for kids to learn about some scientific concepts, or even talks about unusual research that's going on in the science community. For example, did you know that if you name your cow, it's more likely to give more milk? So weird. Number 5, but the closest to my heart, is Melbourne. Melbourne is a magical place all year round, and I love it. But spring is a particularly good time to visit Melbourne. We have all kinds of things going on. For example, we have the Spring Racing Carnival, including the Melbourne Cup. This is one of the world's most famous horse races, and even our parliament stops to watch the race. All kinds of people go to the Melbourne Cup, even celebrities from Paris Hilton, Mel B from the Spice Girls, and Princess Diana have all been to the Melbourne Cup. It's a really great opportunity to dress up, wear a nice hat and go out for the day to something that you might not usually go to, like a horse race. Another awesome thing that we have in Melbourne in the springtime is the Melbourne Fringe Festival, a chance to see all different kinds of art and music from what is technically a fringe, so lesser known artists and kind of quirky different types of things that you can see, and it's something that's really enlightening and eye-opening and just generally really fun to see. Finally, in spring we have the Australian football grand final. Australian football is so different to any other kind of football, and it's only played in Australia, basically, in an official capacity. So this is something pretty culturally significant that you can see in Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in the spring in September or October. So that was my top 5 destinations for springtime. Hopefully it's inspired you to have a look at some travel destinations, and if you're not going on a holiday anytime soon, maybe you can just dream of these beautiful destinations in spring. Thanks guys, bye.